All right, kiddos, here we are. Geometry, the wonderful, wonderful world of geometry, and we are on to our next lesson, right? And make sure you have paper and pencil out, of course, to write down your notes. All right? So the current lesson is called Parallel Lines with the Transversal Part 2, right? Because we already covered parallel lines with the transversal as we started, right? Covering parallel lines with the transversal, and we did it right here. And these are the notes that we're going to need, as a matter of fact. So we are definitely using our notes, right? So let me highlight here the name of our parallel lines with the transversal part 2. Okay? Always read our instructions first. Our instructions say identify angle relationship, then solve for x. So we are going to identify the relationship of our angles. How do they get along? Right? Me and my sister, we're siblings. Right? You and your brother or sister are siblings. Identify the relationship. Right? So let's start with this first one here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you all. Okay? So we have an angle here, and we have this angle here. See? So they are here and here. So they are both inside of these double lines. As you can see, they're both inside the double lines. And they are both on the left side, or on the same side of the transversal, right? They're both right here on the left side. Nothing here, right? So let's look for that. So let's look for both inside the double lines and both on the left side of the transversal. So let's see. Let's look at our notes. So this first one here, well, automatically I know this isn't it, because look, this is out. They're both outside the double line, so that's not it. Is it this one? Well, let's see. Yes, look at that. Both inside the double lines and both on the same side of the transversal, both on this side. These are called same side interior angles. So we're going to call those same side interior angles. Same side interior angles. Same side interior angles add up to 180 degrees. So that means literally that this angle plus this angle is equal to 180 degrees. So let's set it up that way. So we're going to say x plus 104 plus x plus 84 is equal to 180 degrees. Look at that. So I'm going to draw my line of separation. I'm going to draw my x's together, x plus x, and my 104 and my 84 together. 104 and 84 is 188. X plus x is 2x, positive 188. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately take my plus 188 and I'm going to subtract 188. And these are not the same sign, so 188 minus 180 is equal to 8. And I still have my 2x, which means 2 times x. And the opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. So I get x is equal to 4. And there you are. Look at that. We have solved number 1. We have identified same side and interior angles, And we have solve for x. And by the way, I forgot, if you guys caught it, good for you. This is a negative 8 because 188 is bigger and 188 is a negative. So that means a negative divided by a positive is equal to a negative 4. Glad I caught that. I'm just testing you guys. Just testing you. So those of you that passed, good. All right. Next one here. So let's see what we have here. So we have an angle here, and we have an angle here. So let's see. So these are, look, both outside the parallel lines. Outside, outside. And the transversal, one is on the left and one is on the right. So let's see what we have here. Not this one, because these are, well, they're both outside, right? One is on the left and one is on the right, but they're right next to each other, and that's not it. Well, you know what? Let me double check. Let's see. No, one is up here and one is down here. That's not it at all. Okay. Let's see this one. These are, no, these are both inside. That's not going to work. Let's see. Ah, this one might work. Look, they're both outside, 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 but they are both here on the left side of the transversal. And remember, let's see, on the transversal, one is on the left and one is on the right. Okay, that's not it. So let's work our way. Yeah, we did that one already. Let's see this one. Not this one either, because look, one outside the double lines and one inside the double line. So no. Oop, didn't mean to do that. My bad, guys. All right, let's see this one here. No, not this one, because one is on the inside and one is on the outside. And these two are across from each other. Look, vertical angles. That's not it. Well, let's check this one here. So we have our parallel lines. Outside, outside. That works. One on the left of the transversal and one on the right, and they're on opposite sides. Perfect. These are alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. So let's go back here, and we're going to say alternate exterior angles. Perfect. Alternate exterior angles. So let's see what kind of relationship those two have. Alternate exterior angles here. Angles are equal to each other. Okay. So that means that this angle is equal to that angle. So let's set them up as equal then. So I say 14x is equal to 13x plus 5. Look at that. I draw my line of separation. I'm going to move this 13x over as minus 13x. 14x minus 13x is just x, is equal to, my 5 just comes down, and boom, look at that. Alternate exterior angles, and x equals 5. Perfect. All right, 2 down. 2 down, right? We are identifying. Perfect, everybody, perfect. Okay, let's see these here. So I got an angle here, and I got an angle here. Well, this one is special because, look, they are right next to each other. That is next to that, right? One on the left, one on the right. Okay? So let's look for ones that are right next to each other. So let's take a look here. So which ones do we see that are right next to? No, these are not next to each other. Well, these ones, no. One's on the bottom, one's on top. Look at that. Right here. And darn it, I cut off those notes. But those are called adjacent, everyone. So those are called adjacent angles. Adjacent angles. These are adjacent angles. So let's see what kind of relationship they have. Adjacent angles, right here, right, add up to 180 degrees. So we're going to add them up to 180 degrees. So we're going to add that plus that is equal to 180. So x plus 117 plus x plus 77 is equal to 180 degrees. So let's put our x's together. X plus 117 plus 77. And x plus x is 2x. 117 plus 77 is 194. Positive. And I'm going to immediately, my favorite word, Mr. Martinez's favorite word, and I'm going to move 194 over as minus 194. So I still have 2x left, which means 2 times x. 194 and 180 are not the same sign, so I'm going to subtract them. 194 minus 180 is 14. And we have a negative 14 because 194 is bigger and 194 is a negative. So immediately I am going to, this again, cross out 2 times 2, and I'm going to divide by 2. And I'm going to get x is equal to negative 7. Because a negative divided by a positive is a negative. So we identified adjacent angles, and we solved for x. Look at that. You got it. You got it. All right. 3 down, 3 to go. Right? So let's identify this dude right here. So this dude goes like that and like that. And this one's my favorite, actually, because this one, to me, is the easiest one to spot. Because look, those dudes are across from each other. Like that. So let's look for what is across from each other, and boom, look at that. Across, across. These are called vertical angles. And vertical angles are equal to each other. Angles that are equal to each other. So these are vertical. Vertical angles. And these angles, everyone, are equal to each other. So I'm going to say 13x minus 7 equal 11x plus 9. And I'm going to draw my line of separation. And I'm going to bring this 11x over and bring it minus 11x. And I'm going to make this minus 7 over and make it plus 7. So now I got x's on the left and I got numbers on the right. So 13x minus 11x is 2x. And 9 plus 7 is 16. 2 times x, right? So the opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. And I get x is equal to 8. Kobe. 8, 8, 8. So these are vertical angles, and x is equal to 8. Perfect. Okay. Let's move on to the next one here. Okay, let's see this one here. This one is like that and like that. So these are kind of, look. It kind of forms like a little, like, I don't know what you call this shape. So let's find that. The weird shape, right? Oh, look at this. Boom. The weird shape. Look at that. These actually are called alternate interior angles, and the angles are equal. Alternate interior because they are on the inside, the interior of the double lines, and alternate, one on the left and one on the right. So alternate interior, so alt interior angles. And they are equal to each other. So let's set them up as equal. So this equal to that. So let's say 29x plus 2 equal to 31x minus 2. So I'm going to draw my line of separation. And this time I'm going to bring this 29x over this way, minus 29x. And I'm going to bring this minus 2 over s plus 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4 here on the left. 31x minus 29x is 2x. That means times. So the opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. So I get 2 is equal to x. And look at that. Alternate interior angles, and 2 is equal to x, or x is equal to 2. Right? Perfect. And we have one more to go. Number 6. So let's check it out here. So I have that angle here, and I have this angle here. Well, if you notice, they're kind of like in the same position, right? Look, they kind of look very similar to each other. Okay? For sure, one on the inside and one on the outside of the parallel lines. And both on the right side, on this side, on the same side of the transversal. So, look at that. Okay? One inside, one outside the parallel lines, and both on the same side of the transversal, and these are called corresponding angles, and angles are equal to each other, right? So they are called corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Look at that. And they are equal to each other, so I'm going to say this angle is equal to that angle. 6x minus 10 is equal to 50. I'm going to draw my line of separation. I'm going to move minus 10 over and make it plus 10. So I get 6x, which means 6 times x. 50 plus 10 is 60. The opposite of multiplying by 6 is dividing by 6, and I get x is equal to 10. And look at that. And that right there, kiddos, is the last problem here, right? And this right here, kiddos, are our notes for the day, right? Remember, we need our notes right here to be able to do these kinds of problems, right? We need notes. It's okay. I haven't memorized these. I need the notes too. So there's nothing wrong with that. So please always have your notes ready to go. Make sure you pause or rewind to make sure you have everything down and you are all set to go. Thank you.